Om Jnana-timirandasya Jnana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shigurave Namah Gurva Bishtum Sapurakam Gurganara Sisha Sambhushitam Chintya Chintya Samasta Veda Nipanam Shirupa Patanugam Govinda Abhidum Ujvalam Varatanum Bhaktyan Vitam Sundaram Bande Vishwagurun Shah Divyad Bhagavat Prem Noe Vijapradam. ¿Está la cámara bien? Devam Divyatanam Suchandavaranam Balarka Chelanchitam Sandrananda Puram Sadeka Varanam Vairagya Vidyamburim Sri Siddhantanidim Subhakti Lasitam Saraswatanam Baram Banditam Shubharam Mareka Sharanam Nyashishvara Sridharam Manjakalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo 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 Mahamaranyaya Krishna Prema Bradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gauratavishe Nama. So we're hearing from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami, with translation and commentary by Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. This is Antya-lila, chapter 19. The Lord's inconceivable behavior. I'll start with verse number 60. Okay. Thank you, Maharaj. Sarva Ratri Koran Babe Mukha Sangarshan Gon Gon Shabda Koran Swarup Shunila Takan. In ecstasy, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu rubbed his face against the walls all night long, making a peculiar sound, Gon Gon, which Swarup Damodar could hear through the door. Deepa Jwali Garegela Deki Prabhur Mukh Swarup Govinda Duhara Hoila Boraduk. Lighting a lamp, Swarup Damodar and Govinda entered the room. When they saw the Lord's face, they were filled with sorrow. Prabhure Shayate Ani Shustira Karaila Kahe Koila Etumi Swarup Puchila. They brought the Lord to his bed, calmed him, and then asked, "Why have you done this to yourself?" Prabhu Kohen Udbege Gare Na Pari Rohite Dwarachahi Buli Shigra Bahira Hoite. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied, "I was in such anxiety that I could not stay in the room. I wanted to go out, and therefore I wandered about the room looking for the door." Can you close that door?
Yes.
Thank you. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied, "I was in such anxiety that I could not stay in the room. I wanted to go out, and therefore I wandered about the room looking for the door. Dwarana hipaya mukh lage charibite katahoy raktapare na pai jaite." Unable to find the door, I kept hitting the four walls with my face. My face was injured and it bled, but I still could not get out. Unmarada Shaya Prabhur Stiranahiman Jay Kores Jay Bole Sab Unmara Lakan. In this state of madness, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mind was unsteady. Whatever he said or did was all symptomatic of madness. Swarup Gosai Tabe Chinta Pailamane Bhakta Gana Loya Vichar Koila Aradine. Swarup Damodar was very anxious, but then he had an idea. The following day, he and the other devotees considered it together. Sabhabhakta Melitabe Prabhure Sadila Sankar Pandit Prabhur Sange Sholaila. After consulting with one another, they entreated Sri Chaitanya After consulting with one another, they entreated Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to allow Sankar Pandit to lie down in the same room with him. Prabhupada tale Shankar Korana Shayan, Prabhutara Upara Koran Para Prasaran. Thus Sankar Pandit lay at the feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and the Lord placed his legs upon Shankar's body. Prabhupada Parana Boli Taran Nam Hoila Purve Vidore Jena Sri Shuka Varnila. Sankar Pandit became celebrated by the name Prabhupada, the pillow of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He was like Vidura, as Sukadeva Goswami previously described him. Iti Bhuvanam Viduram Vinitam Sahasra Shirshnas Charanopadanam Prarishta Roma Bhagavat Katayam Praniyamano Munir Abhyachashta. When submissive Vidura, the resting place of the legs of Lord Krishna, had thus spoken to Maitreya, Maitreya began speaking, his hair standing on end due to the transcendental pleasure of discussing topics concerning Lord Krishna. Shankara Koran Prabhur Parasambahan Gumana Paran Taiche Korana Shayan. Shankar massaged the legs of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but while massaging, he would fall asleep and thus lie down. Ughara Ange Pariya Shankara Nidra Jai Prabhu Uti Apana Kata Tahare Jadai. He would lie asleep without a covering on his body, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would get up and wrap him with his own quilt. Nirantara Gumaya Shankara Shigra Chaitan Vase Para Chapi Kore Ratri Jagaran. Sankar Pandit would always fall asleep, but he would quickly awaken, sit up, and again begin massaging the legs of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In this way, he would stay awake the entire night. Tarabaye Naran Prabhu Bahire Jaite Tarabaye Naran Bitye Mukhabja Gashite. Out of fear of Shankar, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could neither leave his room nor rub his lotus-like face against the walls. Elila Mahaprabhu Raghunatha Das Gorangastava Kalpabrikke Korijache Prakash. This pastime of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's has been described very nicely by Raghunath Das Goswami in his book known as Gauranga Stavakalpa Vriksha. This pastime of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's has been described very nicely by Raghunath Das Goswami in his book known as Gauranga Stavakalpa Vriksha. Swakiyasya Pranarbuddha Sadrisha Goshtasya Virahat Pralapan Unmadat Sadatam Atikurvan Bikaladi Dadhad Bito Shashvad Varana Vidu Garshena Rudiram Shatotam Gorango Ridaya Udayan Mam Marayati. Because of separation from his many friends in Vrindavan, who were like his own life, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spoke like a madman. His intelligence was transformed. Day and night, he rubbed his moon-like face against the walls, and blood flowed from the injuries. May that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu rise in my heart and make me mad with love. E Mata Mahaprabhu Ratre Divase Prema Sindhu Magna Rohe Kabu Dubevashe. In this way, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stayed immersed day and night in an ocean of ecstatic love for Krishna. Sometimes he was submerged and sometimes he floated. Ekale Vaishakera Purnamasi Dine Ratri Kale Mahaprabhu Chalila Ujjane One full moon night in the month of Vaishak, April-May, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to a garden. Jagannath Vallabha Nama Ujjana Pradane Pravesha Korila Prabhu Loya Bhaktagane. The Lord, along with his devotees, entered one of the nicest gardens called Jagannath Vallabha. Prafulita Brikabali Jaina Brindavan Shuka Share Pika Bringa Kore Alapan. In that garden were fully blossomed trees and creepers, exactly like those in Vrindavan. Bumblebees and birds like the shuk, shari, and pika talked with one another. Pushpaganda loya bahe malaya pavan guruhoya taru lataya shikaya nachan. A mild breeze was blowing, carrying the fragrance of aromatic flowers. The breeze had become a guru and was teaching all the trees and creepers how to dance. Purnachandra, Chandrikaya, Parama Ujjwal, Tarula Tade, Jochnaya, Kore Jalama. Brightly illuminated by the full moon, the trees and creepers glistened in the light. Chaya Ritu Gana, Jahan Vasanta, Pradhan Dekyanandita Hoila, Gora, Bhagavan. The 6 seasons, especially spring, seemed present there. Seeing the garden, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, was very happy. Lalita Lavanga Lata, Para Gaujana, Nrityakore Bulena Prabhu Nija Ganaloya. In this atmosphere, the Lord had his associates sing the verse from the Gita Govinda, beginning with the words Lalita Lavanga Lata, as he danced and wandered about with them. Pratibrika Bali Aiche Brahmite Ashokera Tale Krishna Dekena Chambite. As he thus wandered around every tree and creeper, he came beneath an ashok tree and suddenly saw Lord Krishna. Krishna Deki Mahaprabhu Antya-lila Age Deki Hasi Krishna Antardana Hoila. When he saw Krishna, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu began running very swiftly, but Krishna smiled and disappeared. Age Paila Krishna Tare Puna Hanaya Bhumete Padila Prabhu Morchita Haya. Having gotten Krishna and then lost him, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu fell to the ground unconscious. Krishnara Sri Anga Gande Bariche Ujjane Seganda Paya Prabhu Hoila Chaitane. The entire garden was filled with the scent of Lord Sri Krishna's transcendental body. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu smelled it, he fell unconscious at once. Nirantara Nashaya Pashe Krishna Parimal Ganda Shwadite Prabhu Hoila Pagal. But the scent of Krishna's body incessantly entered his nostrils, and the Lord became mad to relish it. Krishna Ganda Lubdharara Shakire Jai Kohila Se Shloka Pare Prabhu Arta Korila. Srimati Radharani once spoke a verse to her gopi friends describing how she hankers for the transcendental scent of Krishna's body. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recited that same verse and made its meaning clear. Korangamara Jidvapu Parim Malormi Krishtangana Swakanga Nalina Stake Shashi Yutab Jaganda Prataha Marendu Bara Chandana Guru Sugandhi Charcharita Same Marana Mohana Sakitanoti Nashashriyam. The scent of Krishna's transcendental body surpasses the aroma of musk and attracts the minds of all women. The 8 lotus-like parts of his body distribute the fragrance of lotuses mixed with that of camphor. His body is anointed with aromatic substances like musk, camphor, sandalwood, and aguru. O my friend, that personality of Godhead, also known as the enchanter of Cupid, always increases the desire of my nostrils. The scent of Krishna's transcendental body surpasses the aroma of musk and attracts the minds of all women. The 8 lotus-like parts of his body distribute the fragrance of lotuses mixed with that of camphor. His body is anointed with aromatic substances like musk, camphor, sandalwood, and aguru. O my dear friend, that personality of Godhead, also known as the enchanter of Cupid, always increases the desire of my nostrils. Kasturika nilotpala taraje parimo tahanjini Krishna anga ganda vyape choda bhuvane kore sarva akarshane nariganer anki koreyanda. The scent of Krishna's body surpasses the fragrance of musk and the bluish lotus flower, spreading throughout the 14 worlds. It attracts everyone and makes the eyes of all women blind. Saki he Krishna Ganda Jagat Matai Narira Nashate Pashe Sarvakalat Tahan Baishe Krishna Pasha Dore Loya Jai. My dear friend, the scent of Krishna's body enchants the entire world. It especially enters the nostrils of women and remains seated there. Thus it captures them and forcibly brings them to Krishna. Netranabe Varana Kora Juga Charana E Ashta Padma Krishna Ange Karpura Lipta Kamala Tarajache Parimala Segandashta Padma Sange. Krishna's eyes, navel, and face, hands and feet are like 8 lotus flowers on his body. From these 8 lotuses emanates a fragrance like a mixture of camphor and lotus. That is the scent associated with his body. Hemakilita chandana tahakore garshana tahe aguru kumkuma kasturi karpura sane charchange purva anger gandasange militare jena koila churi. When sandalwood pulp is mixed with aguru, kumkum, musk, and camphor and spread on Krishna's body, it combines with Krishna's own original bodily perfume and seems to cover it. In another version, the last line of this verse reads, Kamadevar mana koila churi. This means the scent of all these substances mixed with the previous scent of Krishna's body and steals away the mind of Cupid. Hare narira tanuman nashakore gornana kashaya nivi chutaya kesha banda korea age buri Korea age bore nachaya jagadnari hena dakatiya krishnanga janda. The scent of Krishna's transcendental body is so attractive that it enchants the bodies and minds of all women. It bewilders their nostrils, loosens their belts and hair, and makes them mad women. All the women of the world come under its influence, and therefore the scent of Krishna's body is like a plunder. Seganda Bashanasha Sadakore Gandera Asha Kabu Pai Kabu Nahi Pai Pailapiya Petabare Pinya Pinya Tabukore Napaile Trishnaya Marijai. Falling completely under its influence, the nostrils yearn for it continuously, although sometimes they obtain it and sometimes not. When they do not drink their fill, though they still want more and more, but if they don't, out of thirst they die. Falling completely under its influence, the nostrils yearn for it continuously, although sometimes they obtain it and sometimes not. When they do, they drink their fill, though they still want more and more, but if they don't, out of thirst they die. Marana Mohan Nata Pashari Gandhirahat Jagannari Grahake Lobai Binamuye Deyaganda Ganda Diya Koreanda Gara Jaite Patanahi Bhai. The dramatic actor Madan Mohan has opened a shop of scents that attract the women of the world to be his customers. He delivers the scents freely, but they make the women all so blind they cannot find the path returning home. The dramatic actor Madan Mohan has opened a shop of scents that attracts the women of the world to be his customers. He delivers the scents freely, but they make the women all so blind they cannot find the path returning home. E mata gorahare gande koila manachuri bringa prai iti utirai jai brika latapashe Krishna sware se ashe Krishna napai ganda matrapai. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his mind is stolen by the scent of Krishna's body, ran here and there like a bumblebee. He ran to the trees and plants, hoping that Lord Krishna would appear, but instead he found only that scent. Swarup Ramananda Gai Prabhu Nache Sukabai Emate Prata Kalahoila Swarup Ramananda Rai Kore Nana Upai Mahaprabhur Bayaswurte Koila. Both Swarup Damodar and Ramananda Roy sang to the Lord, who danced and enjoyed happiness until the morning arrived. Then the Lord's two associates devised a plan to bring him to external consciousness. Matri Bhakti Pralapana Bhikye Mukha Garshana Krishna Ganda Swartye Divya Nritya Antya-lila Bede Gaila E Parichede Krishnadas Rupa Gosai Britya. Thus I, Krishnadas, the servant of Srila Rupa Goswami, have sung of 4 divisions of the Lord's pastimes in this chapter: the Lord's devotion to his mother, his words of madness, his rubbing his face against the walls at night, and his dancing at the appearance of Lord Krishna's fragrance. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says that he has been able to describe these 4 pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by the blessings of Srila Rupa Goswami. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami was not actually a direct disciple of Srila Rupa Goswami, but he followed the instructions given by Srila Rupa Goswami in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. He therefore acted according to the directions of Rupa Goswami and prayed in every chapter for his mercy. E Mata Mahaprabhu Bhaya Chaitan Snanakore Koila Jagannatha Darshan. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu thus returned to external consciousness. He then bathed and went to see Lord Jagannath. Alokika Krishna Lila Divya Shakti Tar Karkara Gochara Nahi Charitra Jahar. The pastimes of Lord Krishna are uncommonly full of transcendental potency. It is a characteristic of such pastimes that they do not fall within the jurisdiction of experimental logic and arguments. E premas sarajage jahara antare panditeha taracheshta bujitena pare. When transcendental love of Krishna awakens in someone's heart, even a learned scholar cannot comprehend its activities. Danyashyayam navaprema yashon milati chetasi antarvanibir apiyasya mudra shushtu sudurgama. The activities and symptoms of that exalted personality in whose heart love of Godhead has awakened cannot be understood even by the most learned scholar. Alukika prabhur cheshta pralapa shunya Tarkana Koriya Shuna Vishvasa Koriya. The activities of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are undoubtedly uncommon, especially his talking like a madman. Therefore, one who hears of these pastimes should not put forward mundane arguments. He should simply hear the pastimes with full faith. Ihara Satyat Ve Pramana Shri Bhagavate Shri Radhara Prema Pralapa Brahmara Gitate. The evidence of these truths. The evidence of these truths, the evidence of the truth of these talks is found in Srimad Bhagavatam. There in the section of the 10th canto known as the Brahmara Gita, the Song of the Bumblebee, Srimati Radharani speaks insanely in ecstatic love for Krishna. Mahi Shira Gita Jena Dashamara Seshe Pandite Nabuje Tara Arta Visheshe. The songs of the queens of Dwarka, which are mentioned at the end of the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, have a very special meaning. They are not understood even by the most learned scholars. Mahaprabhu Nityananda Dohara Dashara Dash Jara Kripa Korintara Hoy Ite Bishvas. If one becomes a servant of the servants of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Nityananda Prabhu and is favored by them, he can believe in all these discourses. Shvarakore Shuna Iha Shunite Mahasuk Kandibe Adyat Mikari Katur Kariduk. Just try to hear these topics with faith, for there is great pleasure even in hearing them. That hearing will destroy all miseries pertaining to the body, mind, and other living entities, and the unhappiness of false arguments as well. Chaitanya Charitamrita Nitya Nutan Shunite Judai Hridaya Shravan. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita is ever increasingly fresh. For one who hears it again and again, the heart and ear become pacified. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita is ever increasingly fresh. For one who hears it again and again, the heart and ear become pacified. Shri Rupa Raghunath Parijara As Chaitanya Charitamrita Kohe Krishna Das, praying at the lotus feet of Shri Rupa and Shri Raghunath, always desiring their mercy. I, Krishna Das, narrate Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, following in their footsteps. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports to Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antya-lila, 19th chapter, describing the Lord's devotion to his mother, his mad speeches in separation from Krishna, his rubbing his face against the walls of the gambhir, and his dancing in the Jagannath Vallabha Natika, or Jagannath Vallabha garden. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports to Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antya-lila, 19th chapter, describing the Lord's devotion to his mother, his mad speeches in separation from Krishna, his rubbing his face against the walls of the gambhir, and his dancing in the Jagannath Vallabha garden. Okay. Mridanga. Hariharaya Namah Krishna Jadavaya Namah Jadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namah Gopal Govindaram Shri Madhusudan Giridhari Gopinatha Marana Mohan Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Adwaita Acharya Gadadara Seva Sadi Gora Bhakta Vrinda Jai Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raguna Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Rasa Raguna Jai Gosai Kori Charana Bandhan Jaite Vignana Shabishta Puran Jai Gosai Jar Muri Samar Padarenu Mora Panchagram Sarya Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanima Janame Janame More Abila Jai Gosai Jabe Braje Koilaba Radha Krishna Antya-lila Torila Prakash Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavan Shri Guru Vaishnava Pade Manjai Aman Shri Guru Vaishnava Padma Koriyan Hari Nam Sankirtan Ko Hai Naratamudan Jaisa Parikara Shishi Guru Guranga Gandharvika Giridhari Ju Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Tilak Neri Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Nirmal Acharya Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Paravaja Acharya Ashtatara Sadashi Shrimad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Paravaja Acharya Ashtatara Sadashi Shrimad Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Rupanuga Guru Bharga Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath, Shri Jiva Gopal Bhatta Das Raghunath, Shad Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai, Prem Sigo, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Adwaita Acharya, Shri Vasudeva, Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai, Shri Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ki Jai, Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur Ki Jai, Sri Chaitanya Bhagavad Ki Jai, Vishvavaranya Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Kushamashram Maharaj Ki Jai. Ananda Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Navadvip Dham Ki Jai. Shri Mayapur Ki Jai. Saparshada Shri Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai. Saparshada Shriman Mahaprabhu Ki Jai. Shri Kuladvip Ki Jai. Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Ki Jai. Sokel Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Sevashram Ki Jai, Ganga Devi Ki Jai, Tulasi Maharani Ki Jai, Bhakti Devi Ki Jai, Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai, Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopi Govardhan, Shyam Kunda Radha Kunda Kalindi Yamuna Ju Ki Jai, Shri Purushottam Dham Ki Jai, Baladev Subhadra Jagannath Ju Ki Jai, Bhakti Vigna Vinashaya, Shrina Shingadev Ki Jai, Bhakta Prabhara Shri Prahlad Maharaj Ki Jai, Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai, Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai, all the assembled devotees Ki Jai. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol.